a lot of the sustainability stuff was in the CIS track, so the Corporate Innovation Summit. A couple in particular that were rather good. So they had a senior person from BCG, a senior person from L'Oreal, both talking about how to scale sustainability, or what sustainability at scale means. And one of the things that was particularly important that I think they said is that it's important to, set your corporate targets, but those targets and goals need to cascade through the organisation. I think that a failing is that an organisation may indeed have corporate targets, but if people aren't held accountable to those targets in lower levels of the organisation, then you aren't going to achieve the sustainable goals that you want. They also, so the person from L'Oreal mentioned that they set aspirational targets, so they don't actually know how they're going to meet them, and they set them years in advance. But because they're setting those targets, people are accountable for finding ways to reach them, which I thought was really important.
What kind of target? Did they give examples of the targets?
No, I think it's one of those. It was in one of those panel formats, which unfortunately is quite vague, and you don't really have much opportunities to interrogate the representatives on stage. So unfortunately, that would have been a follow-up question that I would have certainly been asking.
Were there any other sustainability sessions that you went to?
So we went to the Databricks and Shell and Kongsberg talk, and that was a good one. They were talking more about how AI specifically can help with regards to reaching sustainability goals. They framed it in, I guess, a way which was interesting. Shell, being an oil company and I guess a big part of the current energy production cycle, talked about the use of AI to optimize the environment that they already have. So there is some value in AI being applied to very specific use cases in that environment to work out the most efficient way that they can run the existing infrastructure, obviously on the path to a full transition, which was pretty interesting. Another important, I guess, nugget that came out of it was the use of, and they were very vague about it because it was another one of these formats, but they talked about how digital twin is useful and when it's useful. So essentially, if they've got a large-scale operation and it's too expensive to simulate the potential changes that it can have on whatever they're trying to measure, it might be cheaper to go through the pain of building a digital twin with all the various sensors and various business logic and interdependencies that sit within a system. In those use cases, it might actually be useful to use a digital twin in order to do the necessary simulations they need to achieve whatever efficiency they're trying to meet. So it was very interesting.